this kit, what is our first ability that we have?
Which one are you looking at? Mend here?
It looks like, yeah, I'm looking at Mend.
Okay.
It says that it instantly launches a healing projectile toward target ally. Each charge of the ability consumed after the first has no mana cost. Okay, that's nice. And it restores an increasing amount of mana to the caster based on the number of missing charges. Consecutive uses of the ability will gain bonus healing.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about the intent here.
This is kind of the efficient maintenance heal that you can fall back on if things aren't, hitting the fan too hard. So if you're, if your target's not in immediate danger of dying, this is a lighter weight heal that is much more efficient on your mana resource.
I'll just keep damaging myself so you can heal me.
Yeah,
nice.
It's pretty nice and comfortable to use, and see the little floating projectiles. It's not great for like a super reactive situation because they have that travel time, but
But you still have the opportunity to use them.
It's more like a predictive heal, right? Like when you don't need to immediately respond to a bad situation.
So Deliverance, let's talk a little bit about that. It says a held ability, which means that it's a variable charge value, yeah?
Yeah, I really like this one. I'm sure there's something out there, but I've never actually played a healer that had a casted heal that you could release at variable points of time, and it just, to me, it seems like it fits heal really well because of its reactive nature. So you can release it, you can kind of hold it in, if your target's, you're almost like playing kind of Russian roulette with your target, like you're pushing it to the last second to get the most value.
Yeah, it's a really nice tool to have to be able to cook the heal basically. If you think the target's going to take some more damage, you get more value out of it. The other cool thing about this one is that it scales based on the missing health of the target. So if you cast it on me now when I'm at full health, it'll heal for a lot less than when I'm pretty low.
That's super cool. Whoops. Okay, let's try you super low. So, holding at full length, you go from about 780 to about 1400.
And that would have been even more if his health were even lower. So, like you said, if you were at
I'll get super low here.
Yeah, so you'll see an even bigger. So it scales on two axes basically. It's scaling on both missing health.
I'm at 9.
Yeah, scaling on both missing health and the amount of time you charge it. So there's a lot of
wow, that's cool. Talk to me a little bit about Soothing Glow.
This is a bread and butter regen spell. You have 3 charges of it. You can either stack them all on one target, and they don't stack in healing, but they will stack in duration. So if you just want a really long duration heal on your tank, or regen on your tank, then you could do that. Or you can spread it out for more effective healing per second by having them all tick simultaneously on 3 different targets. So there's a couple different ways to use this.
Super cool. Very cool. All right, I see we have a Flash Cure. Talk to me about the Flash Cure.
Another charge-based thing. This is actually the last one, so it's not like all the abilities.
Everything is charges, charges, stacks on stacks.
They just happen to be very front-loaded here. But this is your last charge-based ability. This is an instant heal. The neat gimmick about this one is you can use it during other abilities. It's kind of like our version of what you would refer to as an OGCD, or an off-global cooldown. We don't actually have a global cooldown in the game right now, but it serves as that kind of thing where, for example, one way I like to use this is if you're charging Deliverance, you could even push it a little further by hitting that Flash Cure as you're charging up Deliverance, if you want to do that.
Now, presumably, though, you wouldn't want to Flash Cure while you're using Deliverance unless you're afraid that they're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Or you could also just let go of Deliverance and have it just go off right then and there. So you kind of have choices there, and whether you want to try to get maximum Deliverance value by throwing in a Flash Cure or just making sure your target doesn't die.
Next one we have here, the Resplendent Beam. Talk to me about that one. We've seen that, and we've seen an iteration of that in the past, right?
Yeah, this is a returning one, but it's seen a little bit of change. Before it was just you popped it and it would do a chain heal. Now you can use it on Bucky, just hit it, tap the button.
Just a tap?
Yep.
All right, so that's the quick cast, and then I'll charge it up.
Nice.
Ah, nice. Super cool. Okay. I like how I'm just with the animation, it's just everyone stand back. We're good.
Yeah, animators do some pretty cool work.
Okay, let's move to the next one. Bless Weapon. Talk to me about this one.
This is one of my favorites. This is like basically a utility, a mana utility that you can use on either yourself or an ally. So it's kind of like a decision point of, do I want to, sacrifice some of my own mana resource management in exchange for helping out an ally? And one way I like to use this is I'll just kind of look at my own mana or someone else's, and it's like, oh, the tank's like really low. I'll throw this on them for now, and then I'll put it on myself later. The eventual idea, it's not set up this way currently, but the idea is you can like freely kind of switch it around between yourself and different party members. Right now it's just on a cooldown.
Okay, so I'm going to use this on myself, and what effect are we going to see right now?
So it'll bless your weapon as it is appropriately named, and while that is...
No, I
you gave it
blessed
to
Bucky's
me.
weapon.
Yep,
Yes,
shoot!
So that means if Bucky were to attack an enemy, he would return mana per hit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll show that off when we get into some
But it's only weapon combos.
Let's go to Judgment. We have Judgment. We saw a version of this in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, so Judgments, we've since changed Judgments. Now it's a lot longer of a cast. But effectively it's similar, where you can either cast it on an enemy to do a huge portion of damage, or you can cast it on an ally to do a huge heal. So it's kind of a big charged nuke. Yeah.
Nice. You want to do some damage to
sorry.
yourself here? Let me show that off.
Yeah, we've juiced this
Let's
one up a
see.
bit.
It has received the juicing. Or, I'm sorry, apologies. The juice.
Box.
The juice box. The juice box, thank you. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Super cool.
So
Super
not as
cool.
big as Deliverance when they're fully charged Deliverance at low health, but it's still pretty big, and it even if they're high, it'll heal for the same amount. So it's kind of
Nice. Okay, cool. What's this one? What's Communal Restoration?
Another one that's a returning
Another
familiar
yeah.
familiar cleric spell is this one's been changed a little bit too, but it's mostly the same. It's still a party-based heal. It's really your only party-based heal that doesn't have any proximity, unless like they're really far, but it extends pretty far to all party members. It does a direct heal, but it also has a hot component, so it's like, or again, not super responsive, but it's very good value, especially in like an 8-person group.
Yeah, it's also giving some
Okay.
temporary hit points. You can see, I think, in the UI.
Yep.
A little bit of temp HP.
Oh, let's see where that is. Where's that at?
It should be a little blue bar overlay on the health bars. See that this little portion of temp health there?
Oh, yeah, I see
Once
that.
the-
Okay, cool. So this
yeah.
can overcast.
Exactly. Yeah. Once the effect expires, too, the temp health will go away. So if it wasn't, you weren't damaged in the time, then it's not effective healing.
It feels like perhaps the instant health received from this might be a little low. Is that the intent, or
It is a little low, and I mean, this obviously all these things are kind of in early iterations.
Mhm.
Nothing super
Yes.
balanced. Things are kind of balanced, but like for this one, it's like, okay, the value is one, you don't have to worry about positioning of your team. It just hits everybody, and if in an 8-person group, that kind of adds up
Yeah.
a lot. Plus the hot effect and all the other stuff going on.
All right, what's this next one we have? Consecrating Wave.
This one's pretty sweet. So this one's a frontal cone heal. So you don't need a target for this one. You can just cast it and it'll shoot it forward based on which way you're looking, and it'll heal everyone it hits, all allies, and then it'll also damage enemies it hits too. So it has a dual purpose as well. It's AOE damage in.
Wow, that's cool.
That looks great.
In contrast to Communal Restoration, this one's a bit more powerful. Also does damage, so that's kind of the trade-offs. Is you have to it costs you in your positioning, but then it's in exchange for a bit more power.
Something we
Very nice.
talked about doing, but I don't think I've done yet, was making it split between all the targets hit. So if you hit a lot of targets, it'll do less, and like if you hit half enemies, half allies, it'll split the total throughput. But I don't think we've done that part yet.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, talk to me a little bit about Divine Flare.
Yeah, this one is another kind of what I refer to as like action heals. Consecrating Wave and Divine Flare, they're heals that you have to aim in world. So this one, if you put it on the ground, it's like a delayed AOE. If you want to try that on Bucky or something, and after
Bucky, you look like you need some health.
I'm dying.
All right, here, let me help you.
oh, see, you gotta get in it.
Oh, you
fail.
missed
Slow.
it. Oh, that's so good.
So what's interesting
like
about
it.
that one is it would also split amongst targets. So I got a bigger heal there because Bucky didn't make it in time. It is kind of a funny little like mind game going there of, oh, I'm going to jump in there, but it's at the expense of his health because I'm stealing it.
Tanks only, please, in this AoE.
Yeah.
Get these trash mages out.
The more social conflict dynamics going on.
All right, awesome. Let's talk a little bit about Barrier.
Yeah, so Barrier is the classic kind of shield spell you'd expect to see from a healer kit. So, but with the added twist that you have to sacrifice a bit of your own health as the healer to cast it. So it doesn't actually use mana, I don't think. It just, you sacrifice a portion of your health to directly give to another player for a time.
Okay, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah,
that looks pretty good. And it's a clear delineation, obviously, in the style of the shield bubble, so that you can distinguish between, other bubble types, right? Like the mage's bubble.
Yeah, we can do a comparison.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, here you go. Aw, you're bubble brothers. Do you guys bounce off of each other?
Bubble pals.
Yeah, we just got bubble physics in. Yeah.
Bubble buddies.
Let's talk a little bit about the Chains of Restraint.
Yeah, this one's pretty similar to what it was before. It does damage over time, so it's a really good, it's pretty much the primary AoE damage tool of the cleric, which isn't really the primary role of the cleric, but they get some. And it also applies stagger, so it kind of provides some offensive support. Stagger, for example, synergizes very well with some tank abilities, which what it effectively does is extends the duration of a trip, which is a knockdown. So if you've stacked up a bunch of stagger on an enemy and then trip them, they spend more time hard CC'd than if they hadn't been staggered at all.
Very cool. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Defiant Light.
Yeah, so this one's a really good tool for saving someone who's in danger of dying. It's very powerful.
I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Which one?
Okay. So it applies, first of all, it applies a huge heal over time to the target. But if they die while this heal over time is in effect, it'll prevent their death and heal them for a flat amount and dispel it itself. So it's kind of like a...
Oh, wow.
I don't think it works with nuke. But
oh, no.
That's funny. Just AIDS planted.
You said that it would keep you alive.
We'll see if it actually works in action.
We'll use it in action, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted to... you said, it'll keep you alive, so the first thing that came to mind is, let me kill you to demonstrate.
Yes, it is. If that had happened and that was real damage, he would have prevented the death. The effect would be removed, and then he would receive a heal up to 25% of his HP.
Okay, Healing Touch. Talk to me a little bit about this.
That's a melee heal basically. You have to be up next to your target, but it is an insta cast and it's a pretty fat heal. So it's kind of like Consecrating Wave. It's being costed more on its positioning, but rewards. Maybe if some of our more melee built clerics would really want to lean into this, because they have that positioning advantage for it.
Oh, there you go. Okay. See, look at that. What I taketh, I giveth. There you are. Have health.
This one combos really nicely too with the next ability, the Wings of Salvation, because it'll let you get into melee and then you can follow it up with a Healing Touch on if they're low.
Yeah, this is essentially an ally gap closer.
So this is, you must have an ally targeted, and definition of an ally is going to be any non-combatant player and non-mob NPC.
Correct.
Okay. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Oh, it's missing. I think it's missing audio effects. Let's see. Missing? Oh no, there it goes.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
Oh,
the
okay.
Phoenix.
Wait, we gotta give it the full Phoenix sound. Hold on.
Their signature Phoenix ability.
Oh, the audio might be a little bit bugged, but that's okay. As we said, all things are worked in progress. Nice. There it is.
Try the 1-2 with the Healing Touch follow-up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna T into Shift T. Got it.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Looking here, we have Smite, Condemn, and Divine Infusion. We can't show Smite or Condemn. We'll use those on enemies here in a second, but let's talk about Divine Infusion. And this one is a bigger topic.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the class resource and then how this plays into it. You'll notice if you look at the top left, there are now 3 resource bars for the cleric. And that third one you might have seen going up and down as Steven's been healing. but this resource regenerates based on how much healing and damage you've been doing over the last 10 seconds. So the more radiant damage and the more you're healing, and it's only effective healing, so you can't overheal for this. But the more you're doing that, the faster this resource will build up. And the way you spend this resource is on an ability called Divine Infusion. And what this is if you have enough resource to complete the cast of a spell, you can use this during the cast of the spell and it will auto-complete that spell. I've never actually seen a mechanic like this in a game before. It was a pretty cool idea that came up across the design team.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so essentially, I am going to build up some of the unique energy. I'm going to do that by healing Bucky. And then I am going to use a long cast ability, and I'm going to attempt to use Divine Infusion to complete that cast sooner than normally would be possible. And just to be clear, if I were not to, let's say, use that ability, then I would have a passive benefit for my character while that energy is maintained that amplifies some spell efficacy as a healer.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so let me try to get some of this stuff. Whoops. Oh, I got one off of that. Okay, so it's gradually earning it over time.
Yeah, like when you heal, it kind of gives you some generation of this resource, then it kind of rewards you the actual resource over time. So you can see it kind of filling in your bar.
Yeah, we've been referring to this as like a heat mechanic, right? So it's not like a direct instant translation of you heal this much and you get this resource immediately. It's like ramping up your region and build up rate.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to use Judgment, and then I'm going to pop my Divine Infusion. Oh, whoops.
That's bad. I don't think it would work.
One.
Yeah. Oh, look
Very
at that!
nice.
And it consumes some out of it.
Oh, you were able to
Okay,
do two?
very cool. Yeah, I was able. What is Smite? First, before we do that, what is Smite?
Smite's just you can use it in two different ways, as is a running theme with a lot of our abilities, but you can use it from a range, and it'll have a cast time and just do damage to the target. And if you use it in melee, it's an instant cast, so again, one of those things that you get a little more benefit for if you're up front.
Okay, so it's going to apply a stack of burning and deal instant damage to the target. Okay, and then just real quick, Condemn is a straight up just stun?
Correct.
Yep. Casted stun.
Alright, very cool. Okay, so in that case, let me start by casting Judgment on it, perhaps.
Okay.
While you prepare to sleep those two rain callers.
Okay.
Okay,
Go.
ready? Casting Judgment. Alright. Okay, now you're good, Tank, if you want to grab it. Good luck. Alright. Oh, Smite, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's very cool. How you doing over there? Oh, Jim Dread's taking some health. Very cool. Okay. Get the hang of this. Oh, I noticed that on this wand, I'm getting some health back a little bit. This has some minimal lifesteal or something?
Yeah,
I think
that's the one from
It's
Carfin.
like a Carfin wand, yeah.
Fight through some Minotaurs first.
Okay, alright, cool. I got your back. You do your thing, Chicken Wing, and I got you.
We got a War Grizz too.
Alright. I brought some friends. Because, no, you're good, you're good. I got you.
The bear's looking at me. Oh, he's charging.
Oh, he mauled you. Did he knock you down?
Yeah, I got knocked over a little bit. I can knock him down too.
Get him. Nice. Very nice ball lightning. Okay, Trad doing some deeps. Here, I can help you out with the deeps.
This brain collar's just on you.
Well, it knows who the real threat in the party
Yeah.
is, Bucky.
Guess he's like, I'm the only healer. This Chris has so much health. Oh, I'm dying. Heal me up. Oh, nice. Flash
I
cure.
got you. Flash cure.
Flash cure.
Look at that maximum efficacy on
Nice.
the
Deliverance.
Deliverance. Oh my God! There's a bear.
Oh no.
Sleeping it.
Nice.
Don't hit that bear.
We're good.
These bears have so much health.
Okay, mana consumption's not too bad so far with the kid. Of course, as you guys all know, oh God, it's standing. It's sensing you. It can smell the chocolate in your pocket. He's like, oh, what's that? Oh God. The mana consumption's not too bad. Now, obviously, I know we haven't gone through really a balance pass between mana consumption and cooldowns and health return. So, as you guys are watching, just keep that in mind. You know, this is work in progress. We're really trying to stand up the core functionality of the kit and getting its playstyle to represent the role, right? Especially within synergy of the Holy Trinity. Hey, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
You handled that grouping pretty well.
Thank you. Thank you.